Hi, Kaizen here, and with a new episode on the way, means that we will be getting a new agent as well as teasers, one of which the developers gave us recently.
And now, this is the moment that you've been waiting for. Let's take a look at a peek at our new Initiator coming to Valorant from Colombia.
Es un honor estar en esta latitud. Da igual si son 17 o es una multitud.
Yep, that's right, Agent 27 will be Colombian, and if you didn't know, the song that was playing from the music group called Los Petit Fillas. If I mispronounced that, I'm sorry. I did my best to Google the pronunciation of each of those letters. They're from the Colombian capital called Bogota, which makes sense as to why they would use it in this trailer. We see that Agent 28 is drinking coffee, which is considered a major export from the country of Colombia, as well as an arepa, which is a type of flatbread made from ground maize dough and stuffed with filling. You would typically see this in the northern parts of South America, which is where Colombia is. We next see him pick up what I believe might be a device or maybe a chip, which looks very similar to this image that we see in the tier 50 player card. He also picks up a gun that kind of gives me a little bit of chamber and ISO vibes. We know in the past the developers have been really focusing on rank play with some of the agents, so maybe this new Initiator is going to be for those who want to be on the front lines and click heads in the process too. After he takes a second sip of coffee, we see him pick up his sunglasses. At least I think these are sunglasses. They could be like high-tech devices that let him see through possibly walls or control things. I have a couple of theories as to what his abilities may be, which we will get into very soon. Here we see he has a very wide and broad back. I'm not entirely sure if this is like a parachute or just something a part of his abilities. And with the way he's walking, I'm just getting vibes that this man is dripping with confidence. And he's not afraid to tackle any situation that may come his way. I also want to mention that there was a scar on his arm that some of the people in the Valorant lore/art Discord was able to point out, possibly telling us that he has a lot of experience in combat, or maybe this could be a radivore scar. Personally, I don't think so, but there's always a possibility of having more than just one type of individual who is similar to Gecko, where they're not quite a radiant, but they're not quite human either. They're kind of like a mix and have a symbiotic relationship with radivores. We also see him do some kind of prayer that's very similar to what you will see like certain athletes, especially footballers in the country of Colombia, do before they enter a pitch, usually asking for protection or just thanking their god. Which is really cool to see as well, because I don't believe Valorant has ever really done this in the past. Like, we do know that Cypher is Moroccan, but so one could assume that maybe he's Muslim, but that's just an assumption. It's never been clearly stated what certain religious beliefs that agents have on the protocol. I wonder if we're ever going to get any voice lines from him pertaining to his religion. But regardless, one of the funniest things in this trailer is just the way that he falls off of this aircraft carrier. He doesn't really jump, but he just kind of falls, nosedives into the unknown. And before he does jump, you can see that he has some kind of bracelet on his left arm, which also leads me to thinking that he's more of a tech user similar to KJ and Brimstone, rather than a radiant enhanced human like Reyna or Neon. Overall, this is looking like a really cool individual, and I can't wait to see more of the teasers that the developers have for us. And I do want to mention that no lore video is complete without some wacky theories out there. And I think one of his abilities may have something to do with bees. I know, very out there, but in Act 1 of Episode 9, there was a collection called Bumble Brigade. And I mainly feel like it could be just because, bees are yellow, his player card is yellow, the guy clearly has something with the color yellow, even though this color yellow is a little bit more darker, like mustard or whatnot. But if we do look at the tier 50 player card, I think he might have something to do with flashes. At least that's what I'm getting from here, or maybe something to do with reconstructing things. Possibly that thing on his back could help him fly, for all we know. But just based on his body type and how he's kind of built, I think he's going to be more of a brute force initiator like Breach, that clears corners by just bullying people out of them or makes that area very uncomfortable to be in. I wouldn't be surprised if his ability has something to do with him leaping onto the ground as well as having flashes. I kind of see two guns paired back to back. Perhaps this new person's abilities are going to be similar to Chambers, but instead maybe right here there's a flash telling us the next agent is most likely going to be an initiator. There also seems to be something flowing into the light, like it's reconstructing something, or possibly breaking out of a case. But those are just theories, nothing confirmed yet. You guys let me know what you think about this individual and what guesses you may have about their powers. Till next time, stay safe, be a KDA warrior, and I'll see you later.